What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So I saw LCKJ's latest video on DTube today. Was talking a little bit about that she had to power down a couple of thousand Steam, and basically talking about the pain of that, especially when you look now at the recent price of Steam, that it was 50 cents a couple of months ago, and now it's like 14 cents. So it's painful. And I want to do a video response here because she asked for it. She asked for comments actually, but I like videos. Okay, so, but I want to add this. Like, first, I remember this 2018 for me. I had to power down to some nonsense, and it was extremely annoying. And I want to add in that the pain of power down plus the pain of finding proof of brain plus the pain of living in two worlds. So let me explain. First of all, it kind of is two worlds here. If you want to explore, like dive deep into intelligence and this geeky stuff, you start to discover how all is sort of connected to language and how humans are communicating to each other and how it's like a rabbit hole, okay? And it gets connected to everything. And I started to look at it in 2014, but I'm still trying to figure things out. And now it's like 6 years later or so, and it's all connected: technology, the AI age, global identity, all of this. Um, I want to dive deeper into it, and you realize then that you have less time to like look at the modern stuff that people sort of care about. So I think it's really, really interesting. uh, yeah, because it is a pain, two worlds. It's very annoying because you see, like, it's very hard to, you can barely explain it either to other people, because then then you kind of forcing them into, they are gonna have to go on their own journey, understanding AI, understanding new technology, and many people don't want to do that, so they just get confused. So it's kind of, it's an interesting path, this tech stuff. So inventing this new world, because you kind of realize you're kind of inventing a new world with this tech stuff, and kind of like a new way of relating to humans, using new technology and all this, and it really takes serious investments, which is very annoying because it's hard to explain to other people, and they are doing stuff, and you realize eventually they're going to come to this space, and then you have all the knowledge and you can sort of tell them very fast because you know the latest technology. And even if you explain something to a person, you know that you're like beta experimenting with stuff, so you know that a lot of this stuff can like crash down, not work, it's not perfect, it's like beta, and everything's like on the ground. So there is a deep pain, that thing of two worlds, and that ties together with when the pain of power down, like it's super painful, because then you have to go into the old world, relating monetarily with people, with converting the new better value to the old slower bad value. uh, I mean, it's not bad in a way, but we see the speed up and we like that more, but you sort of have to go back to that, and it's really painful, to be honest. I did not like it at all, and I think I lost, oh my god, I lost so much. Like, maybe I lost 30x of my money or something like that. Like 30x, that's a lot of value, right? That's a lot of value. So the pain of losing money also, that's a big one. But it makes you stronger eventually. Like all of this nonsense, eventually it's going to make people super strong. It's going to make people super intelligent. It's going to make people super aware. So the pain of power down is very real, especially when you know you worked so hard for something. The good thing is that we have Moore's law on our side. That means that we're probably going to be able to, the value that we had to work super hard for, we're going to be able to get it back twice as fast, with especially when we have enough computing power and sitting on the latest high-end smartphones and gadgets that has massive computing power. So, for example, I invested a lot, like $1,300 in a Galaxy Note 10 Plus, another $1,200 in a Galaxy S10 Plus, and I can say it was worth it. Okay, because a lot of this game is mainly just about computing power. That when you get these amazing devices eventually, you see how much they can do most of the work. So humans don't have to do so much manual labor anymore. And that was something I talked about in the past. That is kind of like the tyranny of manual labor in many ways. Yeah, it's really a lot of work that is needed to be done by a human with, or a lot of work. I mean, it is work, but with computing power, it becomes less and less and less. And just because we have Moore's law on our side, eventually the tide is going to move into people's favor. Like people that use new technology, they're going to be rewarded faster, exponentially. And that ties together also into the thing I want to add to this video. And that was this pain of finding proof of brain. That finding proof of brain really becomes like a key thing. Like long-term investments. Like people that are seriously dedicated to something. Because what you realize is, oh yeah, we have all this cool new technology, but if you go tell it to someone else, they're usually not gonna care. You realize, okay, we can have all this epic technology, we can have all these epic value systems that are way better, but they're not gonna care. Almost nobody's gonna care. Less than 1% is gonna care. And that's just how it's going to be. That's kind of how it's going to be for a very, very long time. Because this is also what I saw with YouTube. Nobody cared. And then a couple of years later, people are like, oh, wow, this is like so cool. You have so much value or something like that. Then you have to like remind them, yeah, but I worked for it. Like I invested time, energy, resource. People do not want to hear it. They do not want to hear it. And they're not going to want to hear it again in a couple of years when they hear someone has a lot of value or something like that. They do not want to hear that they actually worked for it. Because they just want to hear some fairy tale story, right? And that's kind of how life is. There's only a few people that are like paying attention and see something way ahead of the masses. So that's like, that adds in like the pain, especially now, the pain of like going to these centralized services, and like you're looking at like people there, and many of them is not even that happy and joyful because they're still stuck in the old paradigm, and like they're so restricted in what they can do. Like you can get massive amount of followers on the other platforms, but you're gonna get shadow banned. You're gonna be shadow banned for sure. I mean, it's so obvious that is what they're doing. And they also use now they're just feeding you with ads. Especially like Instagram is horrible now. Like the amount of ads is so horrible. And it really makes people less intelligent. And it's scary. I mean, do you want to live in a world if like billions of people become less intelligent? You don't. So it's like a big thing about this eventually becomes like finding proof of brain, and finding people that keep doing stuff, finding high value, intelligent people that are competent to make stuff happen, that are competent to integrate, that understand the seriousness of what happens if humans don't evolve quick enough. Like if humans would like devolve or something like that, that would not be good. Like it's like a lot of people doing video. I mean, they're doing such a big favor to the world of like putting out their own ideas, but just showing themselves that they actually care about something, and just showing that they can like try to integrate, try to use new technology, try to be joyful. because that's what I see with a lot of people that are using these new technologies. They are way more joyful, even though it's a small group of people right now. They're way more happy, they're way more joyful, and it's kind of cool how they can give and receive. Like, this is a big thing with a lot of the old paradigm, that people did not know how to be receptive. Like, if you talk to a lot of people, if you want to give them some money, you're not going to be allowed to do that because they don't even want it. Like, they think it's some kind of trick. While on YouTube, on the Steam blockchain, people sort of understand more the seriousness about, you should like have an open channel where give and receive, where you can be receptive to life. This is like receptive to grace, you can say, in many ways. Like, this becomes like super important, because if someone is giving a lot, they should getting something in return, right? If they're really putting in time, energy, resource. So yeah, it really adds in the pain of power down, the pain of finding proof of brain because it's hard, and the pain of, what was the last one? The pain of living in two worlds. And also I can add in the pain of having old technology that doesn't have the computing power of a Galaxy S10 Plus and a Galaxy Note 10 Plus is annoying. Like, it's like all of these is super annoying. So, but I think in a few years, it's gonna been worth it, and you're gonna be able to enjoy the rewards much deeper because you know, like, you actually earned it. Yeah, have a great day, DTube and the Steam blockchain. Bye bye.